If we're meeting for the first time, my name's Ken Edmonds, and on this channel I share information for individuals that are undertrained or untrained managers, or individuals that want to learn the skills they need to succeed in management. In this video, we're going to talk about creating fantastic customer service and what you should do to achieve that. Most business owners or managers really want to provide good customer service. Yet, what most customers experience is mediocre customer service. Why is that? Part of the answer to that question starts with what they're measuring. You see companies that are talking about their net promoter score or their customer satisfaction rating, and they can have great numbers. You'd think they would provide the most amazing customer service. Yet if you go in, you might be sadly disappointed. So why is there a disconnect between their rating and what they actually provide? And one of the things that I'm going to say contributes to that is, in too many cases, companies ask the easy questions, not the hard questions. So I'm going to encourage you to ask the hard questions. These are questions that you're not going to like the answers to. They're going to be difficult to see or hear or read. But those are the questions that'll help your company get better. If everybody tells you you're doing a great job, you're not going to strive for improvement. But if you can find the things that people don't like about doing business with you, then the odds are things will start to get better. I'm going to share two examples of questions that you should ask that are hard questions and you're probably not going to like the answers to. And the first one has to do with customers that leave your business. And this may be in the form of a survey when you see that people aren't coming to your online store. But in the context that I want to focus on today, in general, we're talking about customers in the business-to-business environment that stop being your customers. And the question you need to know is why. Why are they not your customer anymore? They may not have filed a complaint. They may not have fussed. They may have just quietly gone away. So here's what I would encourage you to do. And I'll share a question, and I'll share this question in the way that I would ask it. So here's how I would phrase the question to a customer that's no longer doing business with my company. Mr. Customer, Ms. Customer, I notice that you're no longer doing business with us, and I respect your decision. But I would like to know how we could have served you better. It's obvious that we've failed in some way, and so I'd like to know how we failed. The answers you get aren't going to be fun to hear, but they will help you see areas that your customer service could improve. Another question that you want to ask, and this has to do in the business-to-business sales environment, when you fail to close a deal. And this question needs to be asked either by the owner or by the sales manager. You can't ask the salesperson to ask it because he's going to come back and tell you, oh, the competitor had a better price or a better product. But here's the question that I would recommend asking. Say, Mr. Customer, Ms. Customer, I know you made a different decision and went with another provider. And I respect that decision. I'm not calling or writing to try to change your mind. But it's obvious that somewhere in the sales process we fell short of what you were looking for. And I need to understand what that was so that we can do better next time. Again, they're quite probably going to be willing to share that information with you. And if they do, that is gold as far as trying to find ways to get better. And think how much you could learn if you knew why every customer left and you knew why every sales deal didn't get closed. your company's going to benefit from that intelligence, from that knowledge. Another source of information, another way you could learn about how you could get better, is to invite customers in, and I'm going to call it a lunch and learn in reverse. You invite customers in, and instead of telling them about your latest project or your latest product, what you want to do is ask them about doing business with you. Now, who should you invite? You want to invite some customers that are happy with you, but you also want to invite customers that are not so happy with you. Because it's from the difficult customers, they're probably going to tell you where you mess up and where your employees mess up and what they don't like. But that's what you need to hear. And the other piece of it is when they start talking about things they don't like, you may find that your customers that are happy with you still share some insights. So you want to know what it is they don't like about doing business with you. What are the challenges they encounter in their business relationship with your company? And once you learn this, again, you have a project list of things that you can work on to fix. When you ask the question, you don't want to become defensive. You just want to sit there and take notes and ask more questions. Don't try to say, well, no, that's not the way it is. Because if you do that, you're going to shut conversation down. What you want to do is just keep asking them for examples and keep basically pulling information out of them about all the things they don't like until they run out of ideas and they run out of things to tell you. There is another question that is kind of positive for your company that I would ask at this time too, though, is I'd ask, what other products and services could we offer that you would find useful? You ask that question and your customer is going to tell you what they want to buy from you. There might be some business opportunities in that information, wouldn't there? It's kind of interesting. The most expensive customer that you ever get is a new customer. And we look at businesses, and credit cards are a good example of that. Credit card companies give away bonuses and bonuses and bonuses to get people sign up. And yet, for the most part, most of them aren't growing their revenue that much. Why is that? Well, you could think of it as somebody dragging a fishing net that's open at both ends. Fish come in one end, fish go out the other end. So the same thing happens in business. A term for it is customer churn. You know, it's how often customers turn over. Well, by asking the hard questions, and then by making changes using the intelligence that we've gained, we can start to close that net a little tighter. And now when we bring in a new customer, we're not having the customers leave, and so the result, our business is growing and growing. I'm going to suggest a book for you, and there'll be a link in the description down below, that I think is very useful when it comes to thinking about customers and an approach. And the book is Customers for Life, How to Turn One-Time Buyers into a Lifetime Customer. It was written by Carl Sewell. He's one of the most successful luxury car dealers in the United States, if not the world. And so when you look at the book, don't think about it as he's a car dealer. Think about his perspective and think about your perspective of your customers. I think you'll find it very useful. If you like videos like this and got information that's helpful, do me a favor, 2 things. I need you to hit the like and the subscribe button. And we'll see you next week.